Hi, I'm David Arundel, otherwise known as the Ordinary Tourist, and welcome to episode 4 of my behind-the-scenes videos documenting the creation of this artwork behind me. If you haven't seen the first 3 parts, you might like to go back and watch those to see how this painting has progressed from the very start, and then come back to this video. But for right now, I'm fairly happy with where we're at. We're getting back into more details, like refining the image and putting in the details. I'm not sure if I'll get finished this episode at this point, but that is the plan. And I'm not going to ramble too much here, we'll just get straight into it. Okay, so at this point, I'm not really sure how I'm going to be progressing from here. I'm going to start by filling in the browns and blacks for the Siamese cat, and things like the tail and the feet and the face and ears, and then I'll see where it goes to from there. I imagine once I've got that done, most of the main colours done, and it'll be a case of filling in some details, maybe adjusting some of the shadows and those kinds of things. I'm not really sure how much more needs to be done. Very much a case of just feeling your way through it and feeling like it's done when it feels like it's done. Just again, as far as my colour mixing skills go, I wouldn't say I'm brilliant at it. I know that if you mix the 3 primaries, you get brown. That's what I'm doing here, estimating how much of each colour I need, and then we'll see how that goes. I know like red and yellow is going to produce an orange, and then I'll just gradually add my blue to that and see how it goes. And I do want a really dark brown. I don't want to just add in that whole amount of blue just in case. See, that's a sort of a brown, maybe going more into a little bit of a green. Could probably do with a little more red. It should be fine. Probably add in a little bit of black to that. We'll see how we go. Again, at this point we're trying to tighten up the image, get more defined, so I can't be as loose with my painting as I have been. I want to get these edges happening and sort of really starting to tighten things up. So I'm happy with where this is so far. I just thought I'd take this break to go over where I'm at I'm feeling like down the bottom here it's getting a little bit muddy and hard to see what's going on, so I'm getting the idea that I need to lighten this section up a bit and lighten the shadows out. I like the way the blue on the white cat is happening. I feel like there needs to be a bit of white in here just to join this tail in, so it's not just floating there. It looks like it's coming from this cat, even though the colours match it. It does look a little bit like it's stuck on the back of this cat, so I think a little bit of white in here would help join that back up to the cat at the back. Aside from that, it's pretty much just putting in all the details. Once I get this lightened up, I will work on the faces and get the detailing on the face, do the ears, and then I think it's pretty much done, so let's keep going. I think at this point I'm at the final stages of this artwork. That's pretty much all the colour done. All I need to do now is add on black, which I generally try to leave until last, because that's when I put in a lot of my details with black, such as the eyes and the mouths and things. And then I'll do some highlights with white, and then we should be just about done. So, let's see how that goes. There's a little bit up here that's just annoying me too, not quite blended as well as I would like, and since I've got some pink on here, let's see if I can just get a bit in here to blend that. So if things look a bit different from this point on, it's because it's the next day. The battery on my phone actually died yesterday. Obviously I'm filming this with my phone camera, and I was going to get this completed and not worry about filming it, but I got so far with it and then decided I needed to take a break just to think about what I wanted my final touches to be, and now I'm much clearer in what I need to do to get this completely finished, and we'll just get on with it from here. So I actually stopped and took a look at some images of Siamese cats yesterday just to have a look and see if there was anything that I'm actually missing in terms of depicting a Siamese cat. And one thing in particular I'd forgotten about is that Siamese cats often have very blue irises, pupils, iris, yeah. Very blue irises. I'm going to add those in. And the other thing I noticed, for some reason I thought Siamese cats had black whiskers, and I have given my Siamese cats black whiskers in the past. In actual fact, Siamese cats' whiskers are predominantly white as well, so contemplating whether I need to just paint over these whiskers with white or not. One thing I do need to do is make these whiskers stick out larger here. You don't really see them and it looks like its cat is actually missing a set of whiskers. The other thing I want to do is try and make this cat look just a touch happier, maybe sort of bringing the smile around its mouth. It looks a little bit, maybe angry is the right word, not so much angry, but maybe annoyed. And that wasn't really what I was going for when I started with this painting, but we'll see what I can do. But yeah, it's really just details. I might put in some highlights on my Siamese cat just to make it stand out a little bit more. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I've got my tiny bit of blue that I'm going to need to do these irises with, so we'll get into that. So I think that's done now, and I have to say that was one of the cleanest tape removals I've ever done from one of my artwork. Usually there's a lot more bleed along the edges here, and I usually have to do quite a bit of touch up to keep that nice straight edge, but from a couple of small points along here, that's pretty clean. So that's this painting complete, as you can see. I'm pretty happy with how it's gone so far, and I'm pleased with the result. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this series and got something out of it over the 4 parts that it's taken to get this painting done. Just if you're interested, I would say I think it's been a 2-week process all up, although obviously not painting the full time over those 2 weeks, just whenever I had a spare hour to do some painting and record some footage, that's what I did. This particular artwork will be available as prints in my Redbubble store, and I'll put a link to that on the screen for you. And buying any prints from my Redbubble store will go a long way towards helping me out in terms of being able to keep creating art and bringing my creations into being so that you can enjoy them. So yes, I think I'll leave that there. As I said, hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.